Okay, so we have a rectangular board. And we're going to put the 16 by 12 here. She wants to put a uniform border of shells around it. So here's our border of shells. Uniform means that all the widths are the same. So I'm going to call those X. And it says the area is 128. So the area of this border is 128, which is just this part. So we need an equation for that. So we can go with the area of the border. And to find the area of the border, we're going to find the area of the whole rectangle and subtract the area of the small rectangle, the part in the middle that we don't want. So to find the area of the whole large region, we need side times side, or length times width. And so here, 16 covers this much. But then we have that border here and that border over here. So we have x plus 16 plus x, or if we simplify, that becomes 16 plus 2x. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this whole thing, we have 12 in the middle. We're going to add x up here, and we're going to add x down at the bottom. So again, you have the 12, but then you're adding a border to both sides. So that's why you have the 2x. And so the area of that large rectangle, we're going to multiply 16 plus 2x times 12 plus 2x. And then we're going to subtract the part we don't want, because we don't want this middle region. So that is going to be the 12 by 16, because those are its length and width. So here's our equation. We're going to distribute so we have our 16 times 12 gave me the 192. 16 times 2x gives us 32x. 2x times 12 gives us 24x. And 2x times 2x is 4x squared. And then multiplying here, we have 192. And then if you look at what we have, the positive 192 is going to cancel with the negative 192, which should make sense because we took the whole area and we're subtracting that middle part. And so we're removing the 192 from the equation. I'm going to clean it up by adding like terms here. I'm going to put this in the front just because it'll be easier when we factor. And I think that's all we have on the left. So now to factor or use quadratic formula, you have to have equals 0. So I'm moving the 128 over so that we have 0. And I'm noticing that all of the numbers 4, 56, and 128 are even. So I checked and they even divide by 4. So I'm going to divide everything by 4 because it will make it easier when we do factor. So I'm checking to see if it factors. I'm gonna put that work over here because I'm running out of space. So we are looking for if it factors and there's a leading coefficient that's a 1, we need factors of the constant, so factors of 32 that add to give us that 14 in the middle. So, and it's a negative 32. So one more time, leading coefficient's a 1, that means I need factors of negative 32 that add to give us that 14 in the middle. So I'm going to go with 16 and a negative 2. And if we check it, the x times the x will give us the x squared in front. The x times the negative 2 would be negative 2x. The 16 times the x would give us 16x. And if we add the 16x to negative 2x, that's how we get the 14. And then the 16 times the negative 2 is the negative 32. So it does work. Using the zero product property, I'm going to set each factor equal to 0 and solve. And x is either negative 16 or 2. So if we go back to the problem, we were looking for a border, and a border cannot be negative 16 inches. So the border is going to be 2 inches. We're going to have a 2-inch border of shells.